Hey everybody, this is Jim the Tabletop Engineer and welcome to a new playthrough video. Today I'm going to be playing a game called Plunderlust, but before I do I want to introduce this to you. It's really well done. This is from a friend of mine. He lives here near Atlanta. His name's Brian Collin, and he has an RPG called Vast Grim. It's set in this universe where there's this, it's hard to describe. It's very psychedelic. The color schemes are crazy. You play a crew that's just trying to survive, a space crew. There's undead and infections and all kinds of weird craziness in the game. But what Brian did was he took his Vast Grim world, excuse me, and he applied it to an existing game called, I believe it's called 7:7. That is from Duncan Hall. And Duncan Hall has this, I think it's a fantasy game. But Brian, I guess, I don't know if he licensed or worked with Duncan, but the game is built on the 7:7 mechanics, but it uses the Vast Grim setting. Now, you can buy this game in individual decks. All you need to play is in this deck right here. You can play it solo. You can play it versus another person, although they need another deck. Now, Brian sells a collection of the cards. This 8 packs. I've already opened this one. I haven't opened these yet. And he's done this really nice collector box here. It keeps it all organized. There's little tabs to keep the different decks separate. But you can also mix and match these decks. I'm going to show you what the deck is made of. Now, in here, in this box set, it comes with the dice, and they're perfectly color-coded to fit the theme of the game. I got the pink and green. And it also comes with tokens that you'll punch out, and I've punched them out. And they represent batteries, damage, and credits that you'll use to buy things. And it came with a set of instructions and also 2 player mats that you fold out. And let me just show you the graphics on this. These things are, look at this. I mean, this is insane. I love the graphics of this game. So one side is a poster, and then you flip it over and it's got a mat where it shows you where to keep the cards when you play the game. Really, really well done. So in each of these decks, I believe it's 80 cards, is that right? Maybe 60, I cannot recall. But let me show you what's in a standard deck. And remember, all of these represent a different faction in the game. This one is the GreySkrulls. This one, for example, is the Killer Clowns. These are like gang names or ship names. The Jolly Dodgers, the Cyber Sharks, Claws of Doom, the Reapers, and the Revenants. All right, so in a standard deck, you're going to have a certain number of locations, and these are these lime green ones right here. And I'm going to play the game, and I'll explain the rules as I play, but locations are where you're going to gain money, credits to spend, and they're also where you'll do combat and find objects and things like that. You also have monsters, and it says specifically on here, monster. And these are creatures that if you're playing solo, you will be drawing these into your hand and then applying them out, and they will be attacking you. So you're going to shuffle this deck eventually. And inside the deck are 2 boss monsters. The goal of the game is, if you're playing solo, the goal of the game is to defeat the boss monster. And when you do, you win. There are some other conditions, but that's the goal of the game. In a multiplayer game, your goal is to obviously take out your other player's health. You play the captain, so you actually have health. And you have crew that you can recruit, and they can take damage and shield you and things like that. But the monsters are things you would play against the other player. But for a solo game like what I'm going to play, I will be fighting against the monsters. There are also these purple cards called mercenaries. In a multiplayer game, you can hire these, or I believe you can play them to attack the other player. But in the solo game, they will join the monsters as enemies that will be attacking you. Let me move these down. So the monsters and the mercs are cards that you will be fighting against. The blue cards are called scum. These are crew members that you'll recruit to help you. And then you also have these sort of purplish cards, which are equipment and weapons that you can buy and apply to yourself. You have 4 favor cards. These are sort of those, Hail Mary cards. You play it and it can give you a bonus or heal you and things like that. And you can play it at any time during the game. And then you've got a few that will show you the rules, how to play videos, and then some shortcut. Here's the turn order and a description of the different card types. So when the game starts, you basically shuffle all of these cards together, and once you shuffle them, you will deal out 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And those cards will be put sort of in the upper left corner away from your play area, and they're called the Torment deck. Remember I said if you're playing solo, your job is to defeat the boss. But if you ever run out of Torment cards, when you draw your last Torment card, I believe that is the end of the game. I'll have to confirm the rules. It's either that or when you run out of cards to draw. There's a few ways you can lose the game, and there's a few ways you can win. But I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the deck up. I'm going to consult the rules one more time, and then I'm going to do a playthrough of this, a solo playthrough. And if you like the game, if you like what you see, I will put a link to where you can get this. Brian just finished fulfillment of the Plunderlust Kickstarter, and I believe you can now get it. On his online store. He also, Brian does a lot of traveling to various conventions. He goes to the big ones like Gen Con, but he goes to the smaller ones too. And so it's very possible if you attend a small convention in the southeast region, I would say, you might run into Brian because he travels a lot and sets up a booth and sells his RPG, his card games, his miniature games, and things like that. All right, I will be back in just a minute, and I'll get to playing a game of Plunderlust. Hang tight. Okay, it is now time to play some Plunderlust, and once again, I am playing with the GreySkrulls. Was that it? The GreySkrulls deck. I've already shuffled it, but I'm going to shuffle it again while I explain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out 7 cards. That is going to be part of my Torment deck. The Torment deck is sort of like your life counter. When it gets down to 0, you lose. You have to defeat, in solo mode, everything I'm doing from this point is solo mode. In solo mode, I have to defeat the boss monster. Now, there are 2 boss monster cards in the deck, but as I understand it, I only need to fight one of them. It's just with 2 in there, it's more likely that increases the chance that one will come out. So once I defeat the boss monster, if I still have cards in my Torment deck, which is going to be up here in the upper left corner, then I win the game. As I explained in the intro, there are different types of cards. So what I'll do is, as those come out, I'll try to read them to you so that you can understand what it is I'm drawing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this will be my Torment deck. Do not want to be pulling from that. And then the next thing I do is I draw 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now in a solo game, you get, this is going to be my crypt or my discard area. In the solo game, you get a buy phase before you have to play. And so the buy phase is, let's do it in order first. All right, so first I'd set aside my 7 cards. Then I start with a certain number of credits, which is 2d6 times 10. I rolled 6, so I start with 60 credits. I'll take a 30, a 20, and a 10. And I'll put those up here near my Torment deck. All right, so because of that, I do get a bonus buy phase before drawing cards. Each player starts with 2d6 at the start of your first turn. Take a bonus buy before drawing cards. Okay, so I got a scum for 20. Not bad. I've got a merc for 20. Now remember, mercs and monsters are going to come out to hurt you. Now mercs, during the buy phase, if you have the money, you can play a merc and it will not come attack. It will be part of your crew instead of being attacked. I have 2 mercs a location, and a monster. Okay. So remember, monsters and mercs are going to come out to attack me. So the first thing I can do with 60 credits, I can get out a merc and a Dr. Valbuk. The merc is a flexible loyalist. He belongs to every faction. Gun for hire, add them to your crew, or throw them against a rival. So he's part of my crew. Now, because he's part of my crew, it says one enemy monster, this is a power. One enemy monster suffers D6 damage or D10 if it's infected. That's a power that you can cast, I believe, before you make an attack. You still roll to see if it's successful or not. And by the way, if you see any rules where I'm wrong, please let me know in the comments. All right, that's 2040, so there's 30 and 10 gone. And then I've got 20 credits left. Unfortunately, I don't have enough to get this other merc. Where was he? I thought I had, yeah. This merc costs 70, so unfortunately, I am not going to be able to get him out. All right, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards. I will put them, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand down here. So I've got 1 monster, 2 monster, 3 monsters, a location, and a merc. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, another monster, and 7, another merc. All right, it is now the explore phase. So during the explore phase, actually I need to do this. So the very first thing you do is if you're playing solo, is you roll to see if you draw a torment. Because this deck is full, I'll be rolling a D20. When one card comes off, I will reduce that to a D12, then to a D10, then to a D8. So as this deck gets smaller, the die gets smaller, and the chance of rolling a 1 increases. When you roll a 1, you pull a torment. So I'm going to roll a D20 since I haven't got any cards, since this deck is full. I don't want to roll a 1. I roll a 5, so I leave that alone. All right, and I have 20 credits to my name. And now it is the explore phase. Now I do have a location, so I'm going to go ahead and play it. And it is the corpse processor. It is a D6. This is times 10 for credits. I rolled a 2, so I get 20 credits. Not a lot, but... and it says, remove a scum in your crypt from the game to heal D6. So when it goes in the crypt, there are cards that will allow you to pull cards from the crypt. But if I remove it from there, it's removed forever. But I could heal D6. So that's not bad. All right. Now, because I rolled a 20. I rolled 20 credits. You have to play monsters or mercs from your hand up to the amount of credits you got. So that's good for me because all of the monsters are 40 or 60, and this merc is 70. But this single merc is worth 20, and I rolled 20. So I play him, and it is now, that's the lurk phase. Now, after the lurk phase, I do the combat or the fight phase. During the fight phase, I can attack this enemy by myself. I'm considered part of my crew, but I've also got 2 crew members. If you attack an enemy and you do damage, it does not attack you back. If you attack and you don't hit, it does damage back. So it can damage these creatures if I use it to hit it. It could damage me. And remember, when I take damage, it doesn't matter the amount. If I take damage, I draw a torment card and it goes into my hand and it reduces the torment deck. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to look. He has no shields, no armor, but he's a gun for hire. Add them to your crew or throw them. Okay, so he has no special ability other than no armor. He has 3 health and he does D4 damage. I'll go ahead and have Dr. Valbuk attack because he's going to do D4. If he misses, he'll do D4 back, but he has D4 armor, so he might defend everything. As a power, 1 enemy monster. This is not a monster. This is a merc. These are monsters, and it says merc and monster. So his special ability's out. So to see if you hit... you have to roll a d20. On a 12 or higher, it's a hit. So I need a 12, and I rolled a 4. So I missed, which means Flexible Loyalist is going to hit him, and it's an automatic hit. You don't have to roll the 20. He's going to do d4 damage. He does 4 damage, but I'm going to subtract off d4 shields. I subtract 2, so he takes 2 damage, and he's got one heart, so he is out. So he goes to my crypt, and that was that. Now, I could attack with my Flexible Loyalist, which I'm going to do. My Loyalist is going to attack. I need a 12 or higher. I got a 3. He's going to hit me for d4, 2 damage, and he has no shields. He has 3 health, so he takes 2 damage, and that is the end of the turn. Now, I could attack him, but I don't want to, because if he does damage back, I have nothing to defend, and I'll lose a torment card. Now, I can put damage on one of my own, but I don't want to do that. All right, so that is the end of the fight phase. Now you go to the buy phase. Well, in my hand, I have nothing. I have 20, 30, 40 credits. This is a 70 credit merc. So unfortunately, I cannot buy him. So that's the end of that. We do a draw. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can discard cards in my hand to free up slots, but you cannot, playing solo, you cannot discard monsters or mercs. So these 5 stay. And I draw 6, which is a favor, and 7, which is another merc. 20, 30, 40. Now, unfortunately for me, it's not the buy phase, it is the draw phase. So I do have 40 credits, but it's not the buy phase, so I can't put Salty Dog, who's 40 credits, into my hand. I did not have another location to play, so I have to stay at this location. Now, because of that, I did not play a location this turn. If you did not play a locations and there are enemies in play, do not make an explore roll. So this, remember, I rolled 20, so I don't have anything worth 20 to play. So this guy will stay out, but no new ones will come in. I do have a favor which says reroll an attack or power roll, and it gets +1. You can play that at any time. So let's go ahead and have Flexible Loyalist attack. He rolls a d20. I need a 12 or higher. I got a 6. I will play my blessing to re-roll that. And I got a 17. 17 is a hit. He rolls d4, which is a 2. And he has no blocking, so he takes 2 damage. Now, I could attack him on my turn, but if I miss, he's going to attack me, so I'd rather not do that. So that is the end of the phase. This comes back down. It is the buy phase. I have 40 credits. I will put Salty Dog into play. I have no credits left, and I can't travel because I don't have any new locations. End of the... and by the way, I forgot to roll for Torment. I rolled a 16, so it didn't come out. It would not have come out this round. All right. It's draw phase. 4, 5, 6. Now I have a new location. 7, and I have some equipment. All right. Now, here's a choice. I can leave this location. If I do, I get to roll for a new location, and any enemies at that location get a free attack. I'm okay with that because I want to get some money. This is going to let me roll a d8 times 10 for credits, and you get to add another 10 for each existing location in play. Like you're exploring a space station, and these are new locations. So I'm going to travel, which means I get to roll a d8 for money. I rolled a 4, so I got 40 credits, and I'll just put 40 over here just so I know during the buy phase. And it's 40, it's actually 50, 30, 40, because remember, you get plus 10 for each additional location. So, so 40, which means, and this one now gets an attack. it will, and I can choose who I want to defend with. Well, I'll defend with this guy because he's already down to 1 health, only 1 health left. He attacks for D4, and he has no armor. He can only do a minimum. He can do a minimum of 1, which is enough to kill this one. So this guy goes away, and that is it. Now, when you defeat an enemy, you get their credit value, but when it defeats one of yours, you don't get it. All right, that was that. And then this guy goes away because we travel to a new location. Monsters and mercs go away. The final boss monster always travels with you. So now we are empty, and we're at a new location, and I explored it for 40, 50 creds. Roll the explorer and gain creds for each. Okay, and then I think that means 50 is what I will be spending. Lurk. You must play as many creds worth of monsters from your hand as possible without exceeding your total explore roll. Now remember, my explore roll was 40. Now was it? Roll the explorer die. Gain creds for each location. Now, hold on. Now, was my roll 4 or is it 5 because of this card? That's a question I will have. That's a good one. I think it's going to be, we'll go with the harder. We'll make it 50. So 50 creds, which for me means that one of these 40 credit monsters will come out. I have a Prometheus Heartrender, and I have another Prometheus Heartrender, and I have a Carniceous Fleshmancer. Let's see which one's nastier. This one has no armor, but it could infect me. That one can too. Each infected enemy scum loses half its HP. Ooh. Each infected enemy suffers D6. No, we don't want to do that. All right, this one comes out. It has an ambush ability. It says each infected enemy scum loses half its current HP. Well, fortunately, I have no scum in play. They're blue cards. This is a merc. So this will not hurt me. And now it is my turn. And by the way, if it ever does damage, it says infect 2 of 6. You roll a d6, and on a 1 or 2, it will infect that attacker, and it has other nasties. I'll get to it. All right. I will. It's the fight phase, so I will assign the salty dog to attack. She rolls a. Oh, hold on. Let's roll for the torment. I roll a d20, and on a 1, I have to take it. I rolled an 8 or a 10. Well, we re-roll that. I hate this. I need a dice tray. 13. I do not. All right. She will attack on a 12 or higher. I rolled a 14. She does d6 damage. 5. And it has no shields or no armor. So 5. It has starts with 6 and it's down to 1 health. Now, I could attack it. But again, if I do and I miss, it's going to attack me back for d6 damage, which risks drawing a torment card. So I'm not going to do that. Okay. That is the end of the turn. I will be done. It is the buy phase. I have 30, 40, 50. I have Worm in a Jar. It's equipment. Infect one of your uninfected scum. Well, I don't have any scum out. They will heal d8 and their attack and damage are +2 this turn. That's not bad. 30, 40, 50. I can't play the merc because I don't have 70. All right. That means I have to stay put because I do not have a location to travel to. So, once again, this was 50, which means another 40 credit monster is going to come out. And we'll put this one out. And it has an ambush. Each infected enemy scum suffers d6. I don't have any scum out, so that's all right. The problem is I only have one defender out to attack, which means I'm going to have to attack one. So let's go ahead and I'm going to have Salty Dog attack this one, and I'm hopeful to defeat this one. So before we do, let's roll to see if I have to take a torment. I rolled a 4. I do not. I will attack this one. I need a 12 or higher. I got a 16. Now I do a D2 damage, which isn't much. It's like I punched it. But it has no shields. So this 1 health means it goes away, and I get 40 credits as a reward. All right, and now my salty dog will attack at plus, no modifier, just 12 or higher is what I need. I got a 1. Now, when you roll a 1 on a combat, you lose a piece of equipment or a weapon, and I don't have any out. So thankfully, let me just double check that. Crit. On a natural roll of 1, the scum or equipment is destroyed and placed in your crypt. That's if you're using something like that. So fortunately I don't. But because she missed, she is going to take D6 damage. She takes 2 damage, but she has D2 shield. And that is on a 1 and a 2 is 1, a 3 and a 4 is 2, and a 5 and a 6 is 3. So she takes no damage. All right, she comes back to me. And I don't have a location, but it is bi-phase. I have 30, 60, 70. I will buy this merc. He will come in. He's a gun for hire. And I have 20 left. This isn't going to help me because I don't have any scum, and I am done with the bi-phase. So I could discard this, but I'm going to hold on to it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. So I got a merc, a monster, a favor, and another piece of equipment. Okay, start of the round. Let's roll to see if I lose a torment. I do not. All right. I have 50 credits. There's a 20 credit merc, but I have a 40 monster. So we'll bring out another monster for 40. And it has an ambush. Each infected scum. I don't have any scum. So now it is my turn. This one has no shields and 6 damage. So let's hope that this one can roll a 6. And then this one does D4 and D2. We'll do that. All right. So the salty dog will attach the carnivorous flesh monster. I need to roll a 12 or higher. I got a 1. So she misses, which means she takes D6 damage. Oof, 6, and she's got a shield of 2. That is 2, so she takes 4 damage, and she has 4 health, so she is out of the game. Brutal Savage will attack him. I need a 12 or higher. I got a 15, D4 damage. 4 damage, D2 shield. That is a 2, so 2 damage. So 2 damage on her, on that creature. I'll use a die to represent that. And that's it. This one comes back down. And that's it. All right. Bi-phase. I have 20 credits. I can't afford this, but I could afford this merc for 20. I will buy him for 20. I do not have a location to play, so once again, we have to draw back up. We do the torment phase. I rolled a 5, so I don't lose a torment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 6. There's a scum. 7, another piece of equipment, which is shielding. Okay. Once again, 50, which means this 40 credit monster is going to come out, and each infected scum. Okay, so I don't have any scum out right now. I will assign this one to here, and this one to here, and I'll have to attack that one. All right. Did I roll for the torment? I keep forgetting. I think I did, yeah. All right, I will attack this one, 12 or higher. I rolled an 18. I do D2 damage, and it has D2 shield. So I did, that's 2 damage. But it gets shielding of 2, and it rolls 2, so no damage. All right, he will attack this, 12 higher. That is a miss, so he takes D6, takes 4 damage, and his shield is D2, which is 1, so he takes 3 health. He's down to 3 health. Oh, 7 health. So he takes 3 damage, and he's down to 7. Let me just put that on there like that. Okay. This one will attack. That's a hit. He does D4. That's 4, and this one has D2 shield. 1, 4 minus 1 is 3. It kills him. He only has 2 health left. And I get 40 credits for that. 10 and a 30. Okay. That is all the attacks that can happen. And that's the end of the turn. Okay. Still no locations. Man. Buy phase. I have 40. What can I buy? Well, I really wish I could get this command card, but I cannot. Can you sell equipment? I think you can. Hold on. But you have to have it in play. And I think it's for... You may sell equipment for half its value rounded down. Okay, so if I had a piece of equipment in, I could have sold it, but that's all right. 34. I need 10 more credits. Unfortunately, I have nothing to do. Nothing to buy. All right. It is now the torment phase. Rolled an 18, so I keep it. We got to draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get rid of this, and let's get rid of this because I don't have any scum that's going to help. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finally, a location. 7, 2 locations. All right. Now, 40-50, which means this cannot be put into play, and there are no mercs, so it's just these guys. Once again, I will have this one attack here, this one attack there. All right, this one attacks, 12 or higher. 12 does D4 damage, 2 damage, but it has a D2 shield, and it blocks it. All right. This one attacks. 3 misses. D6 damage. 3. And no shield, so this one is gone. All right, that's all we got. All right, it is the buy phase. I have 40. I could travel to a new location to get some money, which is really what I need. But unfortunately, I think we'll go one more round here and try to defeat one of these monsters. All right. By the way, you always have to, if you have yourself or scum, every monster must be defended against if possible. So, if, like for instance, this one can attack. Now there's nothing to it, but I can attack this. So, let's go ahead and we'll do that one there, and I will do this one. All right, so let me attack. Did I do the torment? No, I didn't. No torment. All right, I will attack this one. I need a 12 or higher. I got a 3. It will attack for D6. 2. Now, I could assign that to here, or I can draw a torment. I will assign it here, so that goes down to 5 health. And then this guy will attack and misses, so it does D6. Ooh, 6, and I have a D2 shield. That is 2. 6 minus 2 is 4. This thing just has 1 health left. All right, that was me attacking. So now we have to decide buy phase. I've got 40. I got nothing. Do I travel? I think I have to. All right, so anyway, I don't have anything during the buy phase to do. Torment phase. I rolled a 6. I'm good. let's travel. We'll do an explore location. I'm going to explore. Search your deck for a raider, reveal it, and add it to your hand, and shuffle your deck. Remove a scum in your crypt from the game to heal D6. Remove a scum to heal. I'll do that. I will play this one. We're going to travel. I'm going to get D6. I got 5, 6, 70. 70 creds. 50, 60, 70. All right. Because I traveled, these are going to get a free attack. This one will attack with a D6. 5. And it doesn't matter if he rolls a 2. He's dead. All right. And then this one will attack me, which means a torment comes to my hand. It's a location card, and these go away. So now I'm at a new location. I've got credits, and it is the lurk phase, 50, 60, 70. 70 will bring this guy into play. All right, and the only one, I don't have anything to defend, it's just me. So, I will attack it. I need to roll a 12 or higher. I got a 17, so I did do damage. How much? I did, that's 1 damage, and it has D2 shield, so it takes no damage. All right, buy phase, 50, 60, 90, 100, 110. Let's go ahead and get out a scum for 50. And I've got 10, 30, 40, 50, 60 left. Deals 1 damage to each infected. I like this one. They command. 1 enemy non-boss monster becomes a friendly scum until the end of the turn. So I could play the. I'm going to do that. I'm going to take this one because it'll always allow me to take control of him, of another monster. All right. That was the buy phase. I need to do the I did not roll a 1, so that's good. Draw up 4, 5, 6, 7. 3 locations. So good. No enemies. 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah. So no mercs for it to recruit. All right. It's the so this was the draw up. So now this one I need to attack. I'll just use this. It becomes a friendly. So basically, I don't have to risk damaging this, and it will go back to being an enemy at the end of the turn. So it's friendly, but now it's the buy phase. I've got 30, 40, 50, 60. When you would suffer damage, reduce it to 0. 1-time use. That's not bad. Deals +1 to each infected damage. You can deals +1. I have a weapon which does D10, but it costs 60. 30, 40, 50. Oh, let's do that. I'll do this. That's my weapon. 60. All right. Now I can hit with a D10 damage. All right. That is it. This comes back up here. It is the torment phase. Hold on, I drew a torment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm supposed to be rolling a D12 now. And I rolled an 8, so I do not lose a torment. All right. This one I could control again, but I think at this point I want to try and kill it because I could use the credits. So I am going to attack first with Nero. She does D10 damage. She has a special. After making an armor roll of 4, she deals their damage to an enemy monster. It's called parry. That's nice. Let's see. After making an armor roll of 4. So when she rolls a 4 on defense, she'll deal damage to an enemy monster. Okay. She needs to attack first. I need to roll a 12 or higher. I got an 11. Deals +1 damage for each infected scum. Is she infected? She is not. So she misses. That is unfortunate. D8 damage. 4 damage, and she has D4 shield. Roll a 4. This would be awesome. Roll a 4. I rolled a 2, so she takes 2 damage, and she is down to 2 health. Do I want to attack it? No, I do not. I will wait. I'll just reserve that. Deals +1 damage for each infected scum you control. She's not infected. One enemy, no. Okay. All right, that's all I got. This comes back down. It is the buy phase. I have no money. So, roll for the torment phase, which is the D12. I'll re-roll that since it was cockeyed. Oh, okay, so nothing there. 50, 60, 70, or 5, 6, yes. So nothing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, nothing to bring in. So I will, I'll flip a card. We have another location. Plenty of locations to travel to. All right. I could get some cash if I travel, but that one will get a hit, which is okay because I could defend with her. Let's travel. I am going to go to the, these are all, here we go, D8. I'm going to travel to the worm breeding pool. It is a D8. 3, 4, 5, 6. 60 creds. And this one gets a free attack. I'll roll it, D8. And defending with her, 7. And she rolls a 2, so she is out. She's gone. All right, we travel. This one goes away. And now we are at, what did I say? I got 60, so I must have rolled a 3, 4, 5, 6. I got 60 creds. So 60, something 60 can come out, but I have nothing to come out. So we draw instead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's get rid of some of these. We need to start getting through this deck. Search your deck for red. Okay, I like that one. I want to keep that one. This one's going to go away. Sure. This one's going to go away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, monster. 6 and a 7. All right, got a blessing and some equipment and a monster. All right, the monster, the Grim Biter, will come out. It is an ambush. Infect an enemy scum. I have no scum out, which is good. So it is my turn. All I can do is attack. So I will attack with a D10, but I need to roll. A 12 or higher. I got an 18. So I roll a D10. Deals +1 for each. Oh no. All right. I rolled a 2. It has no shields, so it takes 2 damage. And that's all I have. Buy phase. I've got 60 credits. I will get Turg out for 30. And Turg is infected and cannot be cured. But this will deal +1 damage for each infected scum you control. So this will give me +1 damage on this. And that's it. Nobody can come out. So that was the buy phase, right? Yep. And I do have 30 credit left, but I have nothing I can pay 30. All right. On my turn, I will use this to control this monster as a friendly, so he will not attack. Buy phase, I can't do anything. He comes back up here. Actually, I should have had Turg attack him, but that's okay. I'm going to stay here, and we're going to draw cards. 3, 4, 5, 6. There's a Merc. All right, that Merc may come out in a minute. Does a Torment card come out? No, it does not. I will attack this with Turg. He rolls a D20, 12 or higher. He hits. D6 is the damage. He does 2 damage, and this has no shields, and so this one is destroyed. I get 30 credits for that. Good job, Turg. And it is the buy phase. I've got 30, 40, I've got 60 credits. Let's go ahead and get out Karn. He's another scum. He has +2 to attack and damage rolls while he's infected. He is not infected, but I can get him infected. There's certain enemies that will infect your crew. All right. Buy phase is over. Let's roll. I rolled a 6, so nothing. All right. Explore. Well, we might as well. Let's go ahead and explore. And it's a D4. I rolled a 2, so 2, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 credits. 60. Okay. And I traveled. There's no monsters. Nothing comes out during the lurk because this one's 80. So we draw up. That's 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. Once again, no monsters. This is getting crazy. The boss monster's got to be coming out soon. All right. What can I buy? I've got 50, 70, 100, 120 creds. I have a suit of armor, which is D4. It's my armor, D4. Let's play that. That's worth 100. 50, 80, 90, 100. That gives me some good armor. And that's all I can do. I bought it. So we roll for Torment Phase. Nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We got another monster. All right. Now, we're at 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, so this one will come out. It's an ambush. Infect an enemy scum. So this one is now infected. And by the way, this guy's infected. Now, if I attack with my key, I get +1 damage for each infected scum. So this would add 2 damage if I attack this guy. I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to attack. And I roll a D20. I need a 12 or higher. I got an 18, so I hit. I do D10 plus 2. So I did 10 damage. He has no shields. So he is gone. He only had 4 health. So I get 30 credits for him. 20 and a 10. Where's it? 10. 20 and a 10. And that was really good. The infected, does that mean they lose health? Hold on, infected. Okay, by the way, when an infected scum, these are scum, when an infected scum is defeated, it is returned into play as an infected enemy monster. So you better make sure these guys don't die or they come back to haunt you. Buy phase, I've got 20, 40, 50 credit. Reduce damage from infected monsters by an additional -2, but it also is -1 damage on top of the D4. I mean, why not? 20, 40, 50. Although I do have a Blade of Plating, which is -D2, and when you would suffer damage, reduce it to 0. I'll buy that one for 50. Let's do that. 20, 40. I'm not keeping much credit, but I am adding to my row here. All right, no location to travel to. My buy phase is over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Still no monsters. Okay, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Nothing to come out, but we do need to roll this. Nothing. All right. Since nothing comes out and I don't have a location and I don't have any money, we go to the next phase, which is we draw a card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this one would let me cure an infection from 1 scum. I could play it. I'm going to play this. You can play it at any time. This infection comes off. That way he won't go up here if he should die. This one will, unfortunately. And I am going to get rid of 1 worm in a jar because infect one of your uninfected scum. They heal D8, but their attack and damage are +2. Ooh. I'll get rid of it because I already have one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. A monster. 7, another monster. All right, I can't travel, so 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. There is a 60 credit monster called the Kruor Bloodzerker. It's infected and it does an ambush. Each infected enemy scum deals its damage to a random enemy scum. Well, I only have one other enemy scum. So, D6, how much damage? Let's roll for the damage. 4, and he's got shield of 2, and that's 2, so 4 minus 2 is 2, so he takes 2 damage out of 6 health. That's a terrible one. An ambush is when they come out, they do that special ability. All right, let's see. I am going to... Now, he's worth 60 credits if I can kill him. I am going to attack him myself. Remember, I get +1 for each infected, so I got +1 damage here, but I do need to hit, and I do have a reroll, so let's try it. I need a 12 or higher. I didn't get it, so I'll burn my Fatuma's Blessing to get a reroll. And I still didn't get it, and I got a 1, which means I lose a piece of equipment. I will lose the ablative armor. That's not good. Okay, I missed, so he does damage. D8. 1. Well, my armor, I have the void suit, which is D4. I can't roll anything less than a 1, so he does no damage. That is it for that buy phase. I have no money. Let's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now we have a location, but I need to roll the torment roll. Nothing. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. I have an 80 credit merc, but I have a 30 credit monster. Ambush, infect an enemy scum. All right, well, you're infected again. Okay, it's my turn. I will use this to take control of this one and attack him. He attacks. Needs a 12 or higher. I got a 9. He misses. This one does D4 damage back to him. 4 damage, and he has 2 shield. D2 shield, which is 1. So he takes 3 damage. He's got 2 health left. Okay. Now, I could still attack him with one of my other guys, even though this one missed. I'll keep them busy. That's what I'll do. No, I need to defeat him. All right, let's do Karn will attack because he does D8 damage. 12 or higher, 19 will do it. He does D8. D8. He does 3 damage, but he has +2 while infected, so it does 5 damage. And his has no shield and 4 health, so he is gone. And I get 30 credits for him. All right, Karn, nice. And this guy already attacked, so he just goes away. All right. End of the turn, I have 30 credits. I really infect one of your uninfected scum. They heal D8, but they get +2. Nah, that won't work. All right. I could travel to a new location. I could. But if I roll high, this one's going to come out, or this one. 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. Let's finish this guy, and then we'll travel. All right, so nothing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have another location. On this turn, I will attack. Let's roll the torment phase. Nothing. I need a 12 or higher. Got a 12. I do D10 damage. That's 3, and I get +1 for each infected, so this goes up to 5. It has a D2 shield. That's a 2. 5 minus 2 is 3. It only had 5 health and 3 damage, so it goes away, and I get 60 credits for that. 60. All right. 50, 60. All right, it is the buy phase. I have 80, 90 credit. I can buy a Merc. He's infected. This raider cannot be cured. Now, when he does damage, there's a chance the infection will pass, which is cool. All right. So I did 80, so this goes away. And do I want to travel? I think I do. I think I need to travel because I need to start getting more cards. So I will travel, and I'm going to do this one, D10. Grim Reliquarium. Return a favor from the crypt to your hand. I will take the reroll favor. Okay, I roll a D10 for its credits. Where's the D10? That's a D8. Okay, what'd you do with your D10? These pink dice blend. There's one. That's a D. That's a true D10. What did I do with my D10? Okay, I'll just roll this one. That's a 1. Yep. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I get 60 credit. 50, 60. I traveled. And now the lurk phase. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. 60. There is nothing to come out for 60, which is awesome. And I have 50, 70 credit to spend. After dealing damage, roll a d6 for each of its remaining HP. Okay, here we go. I'll do a dirty syringe. That one's a cool one. So after I deal damage using, this is for me, after I deal damage, I roll a d6 for each remaining hit point, and for each 6 I roll, it loses another HP. That's pretty cool. All right, Torment. I rolled a 7, so all good. We are in a new location. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. There's nothing to bring out. So I need to, well, I never drew. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We got a monster. 7. Oh, and there's the boss monster. Okay. So here's the deal. The boss monster is 120, so I can't bring him out yet. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So the Grim Reap Biter will come out. It says it will infect an enemy scum. Well, they're both infected, so can't worry about that. And it is now my turn. 50, 60, 70 plus 30 is 100. That's still not enough to get him out. But I'll go ahead and fight him. I will attack him. I need a 12 or higher. I got a 6. And I do not have... Oh, I have a Fatuma's Blessing. Reroll. Come on, 12 or higher. I got a 5 again. All right. So this one's going to do D4 damage. 3. And I have a suit of armor. A suit, which does... so he's going to do 3 damage to me. I block 2 of it, but I also have... I thought I had something else to block damage. I can assign this damage to another one. It would be 3 damage, but I already took it, so I will take another Torment. And it is a Merc. All right. Before the attack, you have to... I think I was supposed to specify if I was going to have one of my crew defend for me. Before I rolled my own suit of armor. Okay. That was that. This comes back. Now, infect on a 2 to 6. I don't think I can get infected. 3, I don't. I don't know what. I wonder what's the. If I get infected, what does that mean? I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. All right. Buy phase 50, 60, 70. I have a Merc for 70. I will buy him. Keep him off the path up here. He's one of mine. I'll just put him right here, and this equipment will come here. And that was... All right, I do have a location. so maybe it's time we try for the boss monster. So I just bought him for 70, 50, 60, 70. It is now torment turn. There are now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which means I roll a D10. A D10. I rolled that's a 1, right? Yes, so I lose another torment. It's a location, which means I'm now going to go down to a D. There's 4 in here, and it goes down to a D8. Ooh. All right, we got to defeat him bad. All right, let's travel. So on my turn, I will travel to Worm Breeding Pool, which is a D8. I need to roll high on this. And I did. I rolled a 6. So 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's 120 credits. Yeah, 120. But more importantly, because I rolled 120, that is just enough to bring out the boss monster because he costs 120. So I traveled. He comes out. Now, if we defeat the boss the game is over. But remember, I still have to defend on him. Somebody has to be assigned to him, if you have it. Okay, let's do this. The boss has 18 health, D2 armor. He infects on a 4 to 6. He has Toxic Gas. When Leith rolls damage, also deal 2 damage to each other enemy scum. So these will take 2 damage when he damages anything else. When he rolls damage, deal 2 damage to each other. So let's go ahead and hit him hard. I've got 1, 2 mercs, 2 scum, and myself to attack. Let's go ahead. I want to go ahead and attack first. I'm going to attack before they die off and I lose their bonus. So, I need a 12 or higher. I'm going to use They Command to take control of him to help me fight. So he'll come down here for now. All right, so I'm going to roll. I need a 12 or higher. I got a 9. I missed. I'm going to have his damage go to my Merc. So he'll do D6. He does 1 damage. He has 2 shields, so he takes no damage. When he rolls damage, deal 2 damage to each other when he rolls damage. So he did roll damage, but he didn't do any. But he still does 2 to this one, and he does 2 to this one. Ah. Oh, hold on. To each other's scum. He does 2 to that one. Sorry, I put it on the wrong one. All right, so I attacked. Let's have this guy attack. He rolls a D20, 12 or higher. He got hit. It's a D4. He does 3 damage, and he has a D2 shield. So he defects 1, so he's got 1 damage on him out of 18. So he's done. We'll have Turg attack. That's a hit. He does D6. Oh, hold on. Deals +1 damage for each Okay, that's not right. All right. All right, let's see. He did 3 damage and D2 blocking. That is a 1. So he does 2 damage. So he's got 3 damage on him. And Karn will attack. And misses. That means I lose a piece of equipment. I will lose... I'll lose... well, I don't want to lose that one. Let's lose the faulty syringe. All right. So he missed, which means he's going to attack for D6. 3 damage. He's only got 2 health left. So I better roll high on his shield here. That's a 2. 3 minus 2 is 1. So he takes 1 more. He's got 1 more health. This one attacks. That's a miss. D6. 2 damage, and he has D4 shield. So I rolled a 2, so no damage on him. And then this one will attack. And a miss. D6 damage. 2, and he has D2 shield. And 1. So he takes 1 point of damage. All right. My turn. It's the buy phase. I have 120 credits. I will... Oh, all right, hold on. Yeah, we did that. The buy phase, I will buy this Merc for 80. 50. I get 20 back. Wow. And now I roll for Torment. I did not lose a Torment. I draw 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No monsters, so nothing else is coming out. All right, this is good. All right, so no monsters. It's the start of the turn. I already rolled that. I just drew. So I'm going to once again use this to control him to attack. We'll go ahead and have him attack now. I rolled a 2, so he misses. This one does D6. He does 6, and he has no shield, so this one goes away. All right, now it's me. All right, I will attack. 12 or higher. 18. All right, I roll a D10, and I add +1 for each infected. So that's damage. So here's the damage. That's a 6 + 2 is 8 damage. 8, and he rolls a D2 shield. That's 1, so he does 7. 7 + 3 is 10. He has 10 damage on him. He's got 8 health left. And I am done. Turg will attack. And misses. D6 damage. 1, he has D4 shield, so he takes no damage. Because the minimum I can roll is 1. Karn will attack. That's a critical hit. So it does double damage. His damage is a D8. Ooh. All right. That is 10 damage. So we'll change this to 10 minus his shield. That is -1 is 9. 9 + 10, that's enough. 9 + 10 is 19. He only has 18. And the boss is defeated. Woo! All right, there we go. Well, that was fun. Now, I will say, if I made a mistake somewhere, please let me know where. I do want to play this game correctly, and I think I did. I think one time I might have missed rolling on the Torment with the right die. I think I was supposed to roll a D10 or a D12, and I didn't. But I think other than that, I think I played it correctly. But I'm always open to letting me know if I didn't. All right, the game is called Plunderlust. You can buy, like I said, you can buy individual decks, so you could just buy 2 decks and play that way. You just need some D6s in regular gaming dice. But if you get this 8-pack, you get tokens and dice with it, plus all 8 factions. And this was the GreySkrulls faction. All right, that's all I got. This is Jim, the Tabletop Engineer. I will be back in probably a week, and I'll play another faction. Until then, everybody, take care.
Check out the new RPG and Wargame newsletter. Each week, the Tabletop Engineer shares news, products, Kickstarters, and much more related to the gaming hobby. It's free to subscribe, so check out the link in the video description below to sign up.